Hi, I'm Nick with Drain My Lawn, and today I'm going to show you how to repair a drain system. We're going to repair one of our drain systems that was cut by a utility contractor that installed a cable line that is cut right through our system. We'll show you what that damage looks like, but first I want to talk about some of the things you're going to need. For our system, you'll need a piece of pipe to repair it with. This is a French Drain Man high octane. We're going to need two couplers. These are French Drain Man couplers that we're going to use to connect on both sides. Tracer wire repair, so we'll need tracer wire, and then we'll need some DryCon, some waterproof connectors to make those connections. Root wraps, you'll need two on each connector to go on each side of the seam. This is going to stop roots from ever growing back into the system, ever. A shovel, little shovel makes it easier for finding the system. Wire cutters and wire strippers for your tracer wire repair, and some grass seed. All right, so we dug it out, just wanted to see the extent of the damage here. It looks like the line was cut here and it's filled with dirt. So what we're gonna do, because it's not damaged anywhere else, we're gonna cut this section out. So we're gonna cut this section out, and then we're gonna be careful to dig out all of one tool I forgot to mention that you will need is a box cutter. That's to slice your pipe. That's what we're gonna do. So I'm just gonna take this right here, cut it right here, and cut it right here. I cut out the section here. Had to do a little bit of work. Sometimes you can use a saw, but I cut out this section. It's very full of water because it was full of mud. The pipe had filled with mud, and so you're going to need to go into especially the end part, and you need to get out this mud, the sediment. So there's just a lot of sediment that washed in here. Feel as much as you can. We can wash that out later on and check it out, but we want to get any potential obstructions out of the system. Nothing's this way, which is really good. That means there's not another breach this direction. All the sediment's that direction. So I'm going to clean it out. Good news, our tracer wire is intact. We don't have to repair that. Now, what we're going to want to do here is you're going to clean out the system, clean it off as much as possible on both sides, enough to get your connector on. So about halfway up the connector, you're going to want to make sure you have a clear ridges so you can snap into those. So that way your connector can latch on. Now, you also may be wondering, why is there a bunch of water in here if the system's draining? Well, this is where the top of this is the uphill version side. This is downhill side. Our pop-up is just about 5 feet that direction, so that's why it holds water in this little section of the system, is because the pop-up comes up, and that's completely normal. Now, because this area does hold water, we definitely want to make sure that it does not attract roots, and that's why we're going to also block the roots with our system here. But essentially what we're going to do here is we're going to take our pipe and take our connector. We're going to connect our connector to that pipe, and then we're going to fix it on here. Before we do that, before we actually connect it, we're going to take our BlockMyRoots root blockers. We're going to get them around the pipe to make it easier for the fitting after the fact. And this uses copper. These things use copper to indefinitely block the roots, so we don't have to worry about it. All right, so we're going to take this, we're going to connect it on. Hear those pops, those clicks. It's on there, it's not going to let go. That's why the French Drain Man connectors are so much better. So the root blocker's on, we heard that clicking. Our system with these French Drain Man ones, connectors, they click on really well, so we don't have to worry about them disconnecting. All right, so now we know about what our system length needs to be here. And we're going to cut our pipe to match our system. Now we're going to cut one more little notch off here just to make sure, because we do have it connected here, but we want to make sure we can get a little bit of play. All right, before we make a connection, we're going to do the same thing as we did on the other side. We're going to take this thing, the root blocker, BlockMyRoots root blocker, we're going to put on that side. We're going to connect our system here, and now we're going to have to flex it. This is where it gets a little bit of you have to use a little muscle, especially with the French Drain Man pipe, because it is more rigid. It requires a little bit more strength than the cheaper pipes, but it's better because you have a much stronger system. Off of there. There we go. We got our system on here. So you see we have our French drain man connector here. It is latched on really well. It's not watertight. That's okay, because we are not right next to the house. We're not like draining a basement right here. This is a yard drain. And so we're going to take our BlockMyRoots root blocker right there. Now we have two more seams. You have one here and one here. You take your BlockMyRoots root blocker, you connect it underneath, you just fish it underneath. There we go. Same here. And put our root blocker here. So one repair, when you do this, you need 4 root blockers, 2 couplers, and a section of pipe. Now it's real important as you're burying it that you don't let it float up and get dirt underneath. So you're going to keep your foot on it or keep some weight on it in order to make sure dirt and everything doesn't raise it up, because you don't want a belly. So we're going to keep this here and we're going to set the dirt around it. You just got to be careful not to accidentally lift up that dirt, lift up the system and let dirt underneath it and raise the system, because otherwise you're going to have to redo the whole repair and you'll create a belly, or you create a rise in your pipe. All right, so what I've done here, I've kind of made sure our system's bedded here, and I've also I put some dirt here next to our root blockers, because these like to move around. You kind of get some dirt and you set them, and that'll help them to stop moving around on you, so they'll hang on and they won't move from here. And all you need is for this to stay here, and it'll actually use the copper. There's a copper sheet inside of this that will block roots directly, and then create a layer inside of the soil that'll block roots from the area. All right, now we have our dirt here. We used a little bit more dirt from other areas. These are dirt clods. This area is going to grow in eventually. It's kind of a wild area, so we're just gonna take a bunch of seed. This is a fescue rye mix to get a nice fast germination. And then we're gonna mix this into the dirt here. And you can put straw on it or not, depending on your preference and the situation. Straw is definitely gonna help it germinate better and reduce mud. This area is not. It's more of a wild area. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If it was helpful, give us a thumbs up. And if you have any suggestions as to what you'd like to see in other videos, let us know. And if you need a drainage pro in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, call us at 704-489-3444 or go to drainmylawn.com. And this is Drain My Lawn, where our work reflects the God we serve. Thank you.